Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our Vampire the Masquerade Salem by Night Season 2. Last we left off with our degenerates, our anarchs. We opened up with them having driven away from the motel after they rifled through the wallet they took and learning that Weasel is overzealous to become an actual member of this motorcycle enthusiasts club. But they decided to check out the church because they saw a note that had Our Lady of Mercy was mentioned on it. And in there, they discovered that it had an abundance of cross iconography and symbolism, too much for a regular church, as it were. And getting inside, they noticed that there was an older gentleman who was sleeping, who was in the middle of reading Cujo by Stephen King. And as they decided to take the filing cabinet that was in the corner of his little room, they saw a broadsword slide out from behind it. And the moment they tried to touch it, they felt what could only be considered God's judgment on them. It was very painful to the touch. And after waking him up and dealing with him in a rather gruesome way, as Erickson bestially crit and ripped him in half. As always, they set the church on fire, which has been their MO since the beginning. And then the next few nights, they found out that the news had referred to the fire as a mixed blessing, since no one was found to be dead in the church. And after researching the names that they found in the guy's wallet, they decided to lay low for a week or two to kind of rest and heal up. And then having learned from Mickey Blue that Andrea Sawyer is difficult to track down and that only 3 of the historic buildings in the city belong to individuals that don't hold up to deep probing, they decided to ask about the names on the list, and they learned that they had ties to the Garou Society. And knowing that Coulson had employed some kinfolk at the Red Eye Lounge, they remembered that Charlie Two Calls, the bouncer at the lounge, is in fact a kinfolk. And so we left off with them heading to see Charlie at the Red Eye Lounge. It's good to see your faces, my friends. Welcome back.
Hello. You.
The drive to the Red Eye Lounge is uneventful. You guys have done this drive so many times before. It's become second nature to you. And upon arriving at the lounge, you'll see that Charlie is in fact working there. For your records, it is now Wednesday, July the 10th, 1985.
Okay.
So I assume that you laid low through the July 4th weekend and you did some particularly good hunting on that night.
That may have been the only night where we didn't set anything on fire.
Yeah.
Fireworks, nothing like that. I'm like, for once, I was like, you know what? It's been enough. Let's have a Rorschach.
I was wrong.
Free evening.
Right.
I was wrong. I was speaking to somebody and I was like, it's been a few sessions in here since we set something on fire. Apparently not. It was the last session.
The very last session, you actually set something on fire. I know that the fires get so worked up in your head and you blur them all together. So it's okay.
Yeah. Well, when you're an anarch and you're trying to keep a limited amount of evidence, burning shit's the way to go.
Mm-hmm. And as
for sure.
As you pull up, he'll nod to you, and as he's about to open the door, he's like, gentlemen, just so you know, Coulson's not in tonight, so none of Otis's crew is in. You can talk to the other manager, though, if you want. And he'll open the door.
No, before he opens it, I want to stop him. It's very odd that Otis and the coterie are not here. Any reason?
They have a new fancy office across the river.
Really?
Mr. Coulson comes in from time to time, but he wasn't coming in tonight. The new manager is not bad. She's nice.
Okay, and what's her name? Aha,
Kylie?
Kylie.
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh ho ho!
That's somebody else.
Don't lie to us.
You know.
Name randomizer, go.
I thought that I put her name there. It might not be on italicized.
Her name is
Yeah. Good catch though. Thank you. Her name is Denise Redding.
Denise Redding.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Redding. No, we haven't heard a last name like that yet.
No.
Or have we? No, we haven't.
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
Just making sure. Awesome. Hold real quick. Game Master, I just storyteller. I want to ask Game Master, story, whatever you like to be called.
Guide.
Guide. There's so many different names for the same
titles.
Person. But we're here. We're actually here to speak with two calls, though, right?
Yeah, Charlie.
That was the idea.
Yep.
That was the idea. Charlie, is there anybody that could possibly cover the front at least for a little bit? Me and Andreas wanting to have a chat with you, if you don't mind.
He looks inside, and through the open door, you'll see that there's two bartenders. One that you would recognize, and there's maybe less than 10 people. And he's like, I mean, we can talk out here. I don't see, and he looks at his watch and it's like past midnight already, so he's just like, there might be like one or two people straggling, so. You mind if I smoke?
Nah, right ahead.
No. Never bothers me.
I light it for him.
Okay. Man, he takes a big drag and he leans back against the wall. What can I help you with, Mr. Wood?
Well, it's actually helping us. And Andreas, like I look at Andreas like it's actually more about who you know, considering some information that we found.
Oh,
that we came across.
Is it one of the knuckleheads inside? Because I have no problem putting them out here.
No, just some of your four-legged friends, perhaps.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, what? That's why privacy was a better thing.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, how did you come across that? Like you're not exactly the hiking in the woods type of people.
No, but I've wandered through enough of this country to run into a few things over the years. So. And in some of our recent endeavors, we came across some names of people we have information that you may know that we may need to talk to or about, but
sure.
While I'm doing this, yeah, trying to lay a calm while I'm doing this.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to intimidate this guy.
Yeah. I mean, I can give you some information if I know them. But I'll be honest. And he takes another drag of the cigarette. They don't treat me and my kind the best. So I might not know everything about the people on this list.
Well, that's all right. I mean, any information you could give us would be helpful, and if you can't, we totally understand.
Sure.
Correct. Yeah.
No.
We totally won't burn this, but no, I'm kidding. So yeah, thumbing through the names.
Mm-hmm. Do
he's listed. Yes, please.
You have Kyle Guthrie, Robert Sanderson, Benjamin Miller, and you also have Michael Henry Prince, and then Vincent Grimold and Byron Daniel Johnston.
Well, motherfucker with the middle name is definitely going to be a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why would everybody else have just 2 names and this motherfucker has 3?
Yeah, 2 people with 3 names.
And
So let's put those on top of the list and ask 2 calls here to.
Yep. He's like Sanderson, Miller. I think I've dealt with Miller once or twice. Prince owns the record store down in closer to West Salem, like the West Salem area, like near Gunther's. Grimold, I don't know anything about. And Johnston, I don't know anything about. But Guthrie, Kyle Guthrie, he's a lawyer. He's got a spot. What is it called? It's something and Goldman. In
Considering that my ghoul Tricks has
like the cereal?
Tricks. I thought isn't that my ghoul? Yeah, isn't
yeah, but he doesn't know who your ghoul is, so he just hears the name Tricks. He's like,
out of character. Sorry, out of character. This is
okay.
Yeah, out of character. Tricks. I know that if memory serves me correctly, my ghoul would be talking to oh my god, not Reynolds. Yeah, is it Reynolds? No.
Your ghoul knows Reynolds is Grant Reynolds is your ghoul.
Yeah, because because that's how I would relay information back and forth was between them two.
Between the ghouls, yeah.
Yeah, but her law, because she works at a law office.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be the same law office?
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she works in a smaller office. And this one had, like, she works in a law office that only has 2 names, 2 partners. It's small.
Gotcha.
Has they're on one floor of they're not even on a floor, they're like in an office space that they share. Whereas this that Charlie's talking about sounds like it takes up an entire floor, if not a couple of floors in the building. And like this Kyle Guthrie character might have his own office.
Okay.
Yeah,
when was the last time that you interacted with this gentleman then?
You're asking Charlie? He takes another drag of the cigarette. Yeah, maybe like a month ago. Yeah, just about, because they like to do things. The new alpha likes to do things around the full moon, so it would have been a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so we're approaching out of character. We're approaching the new moon right now.
You are.
I don't need exact, but just
yeah. You are going into the waxing crescent.
Okay, so that's
new moon. Or you are in the middle of the waxing crescent, about to get into the half moon.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a couple weeks, if not more.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little over 2 weeks before anything else goes down with them. So you said the guy at the guy who owns the record store, he's one of them?
He is. He's what's it called? He's someone that I would not recommend you talking to. I don't know how much you know about our society, but he's a shadow lord, as they call them. real dick.
By the way, this kinfolk, does he know what we are?
Yeah.
Okay. Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he's giving good
Yeah,
signs.
he called us by name. He knows who we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes people know your name, but they're not sure what you are. They just dealt with you.
I got you.
It's been a few months. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Charlie's been kept abreast of who is kindred that walks into. Like if somebody's gonna be coming in a bunch, he was just been told that it's like, hey, these guys are part of our crew. Let them come in.
Okay.
You've rarely seen him turn somebody away that's kindred. Yeah, he says Mr. Prince is a Shadow Lord, and those guys tend to be real dicks. Like if you don't have anything they want, you're a third-rate citizen to them.
I was just looking for other inroads or people we could talk to other than you, because as you say, if they don't treat your kind particularly well, I don't want you putting yourself out on our account.
Yeah, no. Like I wouldn't reach out to them. I'd give you their phone number. Mr. Guthrie has dealt with your kind before. He keeps odd hours, so he might still be in his office right now.
Okay. And out of curiosity, if we wanted to kick up a hornet's nest around the full moon, which direction outside of town would that be?
If you were looking to get yourself killed,
Yes.
it would be on this side of the bridge, and that kind of state road between West Salem and Salem Town, like that one that has the flickering street lamp. You would take that west, and you would see a small kind of camping ground. That would be as far as I would go. Any
That's where we could start looking.
Correct.
Okay.
Copy that.
No problem. Hope I never need the information, but good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say that sometimes there's, depending on the time of year and with this new alpha, really like just whatever's crawled up his ass, sometimes he'll have people there that will lead you through what we call a moon bridge. So it's not always like in that area, in those woods, or in the mountain range. Like it's somewhere else.
Okay.
Understood.
Curious. What's the new alpha's name?
We, and I say we because I'm talking about like my kind. We don't know his name. We just we call him Gorhow.
Gorhow?
Gorhow.
Gorhow.
Gore.
So Gwar, like the band Gwar?
No, Gore.
G-W-A-R?
Gore.
Like blood and gore.
Yeah.
Oh, Gore.
Gorhow.
Okay. That's not ominous at all.
Well, it fits because he's a dick.
And out of character, those are deed names, so usually he got it for a good reason.
Yeah.
Not just because he thought it sounded cool.
Yeah. But people, I've seen other full moons that have stepped up to him. He's not a joke. Like
when you say new, how new is he?
Maybe like a year, a little less, a little more, give or take. He came in out of nowhere.
Idle curiosity storyteller. If I'm doing the math for about a year ago,
Yeah.
Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, it sure is.
That's what I figured.
That's great. Hey, we contributed to the new alpha, guys. High five.
Teamwork. Yeah.
Teamwork.
But yeah,
we should go meet him and be like, "Hey, you remember us?
Yeah.
It's been so long."
that encounter. I'm not speaking first. I'm like I'm talking with bullets.
But yeah, he's like, yeah. So out of the names on your list, I know Mr. Prince and I know Mr. Guthrie. I've talked to Mr. Miller a couple times. I don't know who Robert Sanderson is. He might not introduce himself as such. And this Grimold guy I've never seen before, or this Johnston.
So our best bet is probably just go 3. We can even do that tonight if you want, Wood.
Yeah, and he'll take out a little notepad, and a pen, and he'll write down a number and an address. And the address is Rural Ave and Southeast 13th Street. It's not too far off from the Albatross, where your special thin blood friend hangs out. And off the main thoroughfare. It's not too far from like the university, the hospital. Like it's a very, very nice centralized spot.
All right, I think we should roll out there. I think we should actually roll out on there tonight.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Very least. And
lead goes to a lead.
Yeah, and let him know it's like we're gonna keep your name out of this entirely. So
you would be doing me a solid. Thank you.
No problem. They treat you the way I'm pretty sure we treat ghouls sometimes. I understand.
Real quick, storyteller. I wanted to ask. During the weeks that we've been leading up to this point, I wanted to know, because I still have the ledger. I still have those addresses that are in blue and in red. It's too late to say it now, but are any of the addresses in that ledger close to this address that he gave us?
There is one. Let me go to my map. Is it? Yes, this is it. There's one address that's not too far off. It's on the other side of 99 though, and it's closer to like State Street and 25th. Like in that little area, there's like a little community around there.
Okay, so it's not close. Okay, it's not close enough. Like it's more than a mile off, is what you're saying.
It's more than a mile, less than 5.
Yeah. As far as that house, that looking into that address, that doesn't ring any bells on if that is somebody's domain, somebody's home.
That area hasn't been given to anyone yet.
Since the whole,
since Otis has taken prinship.
Yeah. Well, I got this ledger previously, so who would have previously had it?
Previous to Otis, let me see. Where's my?
Just look at the inside.
Just wondering because I realized that I'm sorry.
Just look at the inside cover. The name's there.
Yeah.
Damn! I thought I had my pre-Otis King. I think it would have been. It would have been one of his Primogen. The best one to know would be Harvey or Tulip.
Yeah. I'm just trying to curious. I was just curiosity more than anything else. Because right now nobody's claimed it, correct? Like you said, no, that hasn't been given to anybody.
Otis is not giving it to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody would be given that area, it would probably be Marcus. But it's a little further out than where he's situated with the Albatross. Got you.
All right. No worries on that. We're currently in my car, right? Or with
I mean, you're still outside the lounge.
Yeah, we never left Homeboy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're collating data right in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine you're walking and talking to your car, or just kind of like slow rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the idea.
But yeah, there is a phone at the corner in case you want to call before you show up at Kyle Guthrie's.
I mean, are we the kind of people that do this that we call ahead of time?
You know,
I mean, you're not.
Look, it would be a novel idea, and it would prevent us having to do breaking and entering and all sorts of shit that might fuck up our relationship with this guy very, very quickly.
Yeah. I just figured, you don't announce yourself when you show up at other kindred locations, but this is a werewolf, and some decorum might be nice.
Yeah.
But up to you.
Okay.
Up to you entirely.
Well, I'd rather not fight a Garou in Krynos form right this second. So yeah, let's actually give that office a call.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and call that number.
Okay. It rings twice, and then you'll hear the phone pick up. Yes.
I'm looking to speak with Kyle Guthrie. Is he available?
Speaking. This is after office hours. Somebody dead?
Sometimes the guy on the other end of the phone is dead. We're hoping if we could actually have a chat, and after hours is something we would normally require, but we figured we wouldn't want to be getting mud on your welcome mat without letting you know ahead of time.
It's two people.
Sure. I should be in the office for another hour or so. Does that work?
Yeah, that works just fine.
All right. See you in a bit. And he hangs up.
Thank you. All right.
Sweet. This guy doesn't know who we are either. All right, and we're off.
You are so safe in the ignorance is bliss camp.
Oh yeah.
Wait till he meets you.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's number one. It's not like we're going to be very hard to miss. And number two, this is going to go one of two ways. Either he's interested in information and the curiosity is going to get the better of him, or we're going to get a whole new batch of furs by the end of the night, hopefully.
I mean, it has been a little chilly this summer.
But yeah, it takes you the better part of 45 minutes to get across back down to West Salem and then across the bridge. Luckily, he's not.
We got 15 minutes.
Yeah, luckily he's not far away from the bridge. And as you pull up, you'll see that the address leads to a kind of normal, very cube-looking building. 10 stories. Inside, you'll see that there is a directory, and the law offices of Smithson, Humphrey, and Goldman take up the top 2 floors. In fact, Guthrie's office is on the 10th floor.
All right. Are we doing this conventional wise?
No, we're not going to announce our presence and then sneak in the back door. You know what?
Window washers at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Also, I mean, if we're making a phone call like we're trying and talking like we're trying to do this in good faith, and then we're sneaking in, that just sounds like we were trying to confirm a target was in the building.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
And if anything else happens, hey, we're armed. We're always armed.
Yeah,
this is true.
All right. Hopefully there's an elevator. I don't want to have to go upstairs.
Yeah, no, there's an elevator.
Okay.
And for once in our lives, we're strolling in right through the front door.
Yeah. There's no music in the elevator.
Aw, boo.
But you get to the 10th floor, things open, and you will see that there's this beautiful kind of crescent moon shaped desk that looks like it has 2 chairs for 2 different receptionists. This kind of frosted glass wall behind them that just has the names of the law firm, and then it has the 4 individuals that have offices on this floor, which are the named partners, and then Kyle Guthrie.
Oh, curious also. Who are the other 3 names?
Smithson, Humphrey, and Goldman.
Okay. Well, then no first names. Cool. Let's just go.
You're not going to deal with them.
It's 2 Anglo-Saxons and a Jew.
Yeah, pretty much. But you walk in, and you'll see that there is a single light that comes out of one of the office doors. All the offices have a majority of just that same frosted glass to kind of give you privacy, except for the door leading into the office is completely beautiful see-through glass, and it has that same frosted glass etched name at the top of the door. And you'll see that he is behind his desk, kind of sitting there with a couple of open books and a legal pad, and just puts his glasses down and just kind of rubs the bridge of his nose.
Where's
Ding,
the
ding, ding.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's the nearest glass surface to be like politely announcing our presence?
And he'll look up, motion for you to come in.
Just
It's extremely quiet. The door doesn't creak. It doesn't have that kind of shuffling sound that a normal door would have. It just opens, and it's super creepy. In the silence of it.
My out of character knowledge.
real quick, because I have no knowledge about this. So
yeah, you know about the Weaver spirits.
Yeah. So I just want to take.
You also are still arachnophobic, Eric?
What's up?
Are you still arachnophobic?
What, you mean in real life or my character?
Yeah, no, in real life. I don't wanna describe
No.
anything that's gonna set you off.
No, I'm over that.
Okay, so now we know what's coming.
No, it's not bad. It's just it's gonna let you know what tribe this is.
Yeah.
If you had any doubts.
Yeah, it's what I guess in the text, dude.
I'm just curious as far as the kind of magic or how much magic, if there is magic being used at the moment. Like, I wanted to know if I felt that the moment of coming in, not even through his door, but through the front.
No, this is a whole different ecosystem of things.
This is not going to register.
We're not attuned to this shit at all.
Like, you'll see, like, the moment that he closes the book that he's working on and he holds it up, there is this invisible kind of little thread that comes down, and then it just grabs it and takes it so that it floats over into the bookshelf and just puts the book away. And just thank you.
That's him being overt yet not overt.
Yeah. I would ask if you are arachnophobic before, but my friends don't want to show themselves, so you're fine. Please, and he'll motion to the seat in front of his desk.
Start looking. Okay. No.
Yeah. Do you have auspices?
Mind if I do? Do I have auspices?
No, you don't have auspices. Okay, good.
No. No, I don't have auspices. I'm just being Erickson, trying to look around what he's talking about.
No, I just wanted to see if you could see what there is in the room.
Yeah. Hey, can I get a quick rehash with the with the names we were getting, with the names that we got out of the book, why were we looking for these people in connection? Like, I know it's the connection with the Garou, but why were we hunting them specifically?
So two of the names, Vincent Grimold, had the note of Our Lady of Mercy, and then
Right, okay.
Byron Daniel Johnston had the note of the Portland Municipal Library, and then another note underneath it with Arcanum in quotations. And so the others' names you found out had like regular jobs, like Kyle Guthrie's a lawyer. You learned that. Sanderson is a vice principal. Miller is a counselor at Camp Willamette. And then Michael Henry Prince owns Welding Out Records. And they were leads as far as who might be backing the disciples. But none of the names actually have the resources to kind of pull it off, except for Guthrie. Now that you're in his office, maybe Prince, but you don't know how well the record store is doing.
Right. But, okay. But yeah, so basically, this is over a turf battle with the with the disciples, right?
Yeah, because the last episode was called "Follow the Money," so a lot of it was just kind of like trying to figure out who's backing them. Because I think you discovered that somebody had called them down into Salem, because they're normally like an upper Oregon, not upper Oregon, but like upper Washington, kind of lower California group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out west of us.
Yeah.
I imagine, and I think that it's starting to come to me now. I think it's because they were trying to use the disciples as a way to, one, counteract what are the group, the motorcycle club that
The Free Souls.
we're a part of, the Free Souls,
Mhm.
and also pretty much cause a distraction, similar, and just essentially what blame it on the motorcycle club, like what they're doing to, like what the quote unquote fake coterie is doing to make it look like it's us.
Correct.
Copy that. All right, so we got to punch this guy in the face. Got it. All right, and
I mean, you don't.
No, you know,
it'll go bad for you.
I extend my hand out before I sit down. I go, by the way, apologies for my manners. Erickson Wood.
Oh, he shakes your hand. Kyle Guthrie.
Andreas Barker.
Nice to meet you both.
Yeah.
I can only assume that you need help with something. I don't particularly get your kind of people in here. And he takes a big whiff, like a deep inhalation through his nose. You both smell aged, I think is the word I would like to use. Not, we haven't gotten to the point where I can be rude to you, so aged will do.
Seasoned wouldn't be inaccurate.
That's a much better word. I'll go with seasoned. And you see him write it down on his legal pad.
I know it's very nice. And I would say you have, and I take a whiff myself. I go,
oh, it smells
earth tones.
It smells of lavender and lilacs and incense.
But it's heavily covered. Does it feel like it's over, like it's trying to cover?
No.
A smell? No,
not at all. No, and you see that he has a new page on his legal pad, and he's just started writing down, like, from the moment you introduce yourself, he wrote down your names, he wrote down seasoned. So, do you need legal help, or is this a informal meeting?
This is far more informal.
Okay.
Yeah, our legal troubles are very limited, but some of our other endeavors in town have recently been either co-opted or intruded upon by a group known as the Disciples.
Oh, the motorcycle club, and he air quotes.
Which, given the way I'm dressed, it should be pretty obvious, but
right. You don't have the same color, so I assume that you're part of the other club that's in town.
Indeed, and through some of our investigations and inquiries about this group, we've been trying to see if we can track down and talk to some of the sources of financing and whoever's pulling their strings.
Hmm.
And to be perfectly frank, your name came up on a somewhat short list.
He opens a drawer on his desk and he'll pull out a couple of folders, and you'll see names of people that are members of the Free Souls.
Mm-hmm.
You're in luck, Mr. Barker. I'm familiar with some of your crew. Part of my pro bono work is dealing with individuals that might not be handled correctly by the law, given their reputation or their disposition.
Mm-hmm.
Is this in the same vein?
What names? Any of the names I can glance from the file folders he pulled out?
Oh, he pulled them out so you can see their names very clearly, and they're their real names, like they're their actual government names. It's not like their club names.
Their nicknames, street
Yeah.
names, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but you recognize all three of them.
Okay. And what are all three of them? Either kindred or
No,
my ghouls or anything like that?
one of them is part of your herd, but the other two are just members of the club.
So
I take it you have file folders on the disciples too, I gather.
No, I refuse to take any cases with them.
why would that be?
I've been keeping tabs on your turf war, and I've seen that although your group has done some nefarious things, Mr. Barker, you've generally kept to yourself. You haven't done anything too disturbing to the environment, whereas the disciples have gone out of their way to, shall we say, be less than generous with their enjoyment of some of the more natural views and outlets the city has. And behind him, to the side, you'll see that his window overlooks part of the city, but the main focal point of his window is set to the Bush Park, the Bush's pasture park.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it clear as day from his window, like the whole of it. So I don't particularly take those kinds of cases, regardless of the exposure or the wealth it promises.
From the sounds of your attitude towards them, I would rather confusing that you would end up on a short list of people who might be financing them. But your investigations actually may have explained that, or your own keeping tabs on it.
Would that be the? So that would be the only reason, I gather, then, that you would be on this list? It would be because you're helping. Helping. Go ahead.
Now, my question is,
Bring the mic up. I can barely hear you.
I forgot about the mic
Yeah.
entirely.
Yeah. I lost that last little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So with the disciples, this would be. Are they generally at cross purposes with your community?
They, from what I've gathered of associates further north and down in California, the disciples tend to be disruptive and a little bit more destructive than some of the other motorcycle clubs. Us not saying that they're as disruptive or disturbing as the Hells Angels, for example, but in comparison to your motorcycle club, they are not
But
the best.
You are aware that believe some, at least a few of them, are from your people. At least in the wider sense.
I have discovered that there are some disgruntled, what we call kinfolk, that have taken it amongst themselves to try to better their lives, and unfortunately the disciples have brought with them a pack of wolves from outside of Salem.
Now, would that end up leading to turf war between your groups as well?
It would, if we had any fear of anyone standing up to our alpha.
A meaningful look over at Erickson. I'm like, all right, alpha again.
We've recently had a change of personnel, as it were, as it comes to our leadership in the city. He is not opposed to being a wartime leader. I think he would revel in it more than anything.
I bet.
So if these disciples are wanting to explore that road of creating a turf war, it would not be the best avenue for them to explore.
Mm-hmm. All right. Remember, Will, there was some time we were talking about one of the earlier sort of flashbacks and stuff I'd known from back in the days in the from my time hiding out in the camps.
Sure.
This is one of those I kind of want to see his reaction more than anything else. I'm like, it's just so. Have you heard of a group I've run into called the Cult of Fenris?
Oh, they, until recently, I would have believed they were destroyed. They didn't make it out of the Second World War. A lot of the Fenrir that sided with the Axis suffered for it. A lot of them were ostracized, removed from different packs they were parts of. There's a lot of lexicon that I don't want to use, just because it would bog down our discussion, but also because I don't particularly feel like you should know any of our language and what we call our gatherings and such. Pack is enough.
Yes, for your privacy and such. As it was, that name is just one I actually heard decades and decades ago.
Wow.
In the very war you're speaking about.
Wow. Noted.
By chance, and thank you for being as candid as you've been with us so far tonight, and the fact that you've been open with us. I do want to ask if we could go a step further on that. You're talking about a pack, a group of your kinfolk that you said wanted to better themselves to go with the disciples. Do you by chance have names?
I don't. They've I'm sure that Mr. Barker can attest to this, but one of the things that these clubs like to do for their members is give them aliases. So I don't have any of their government names, as it were.
Now, would it be possible that some of that pack of wolves they brought in from another location, would it be possible the Cult of Fenris is affiliated with them at all, or any of their members, or is this perhaps something autonomous entirely that came?
If the Cult of Fenris was somehow reactivated, reinvigorated, reborn, that would be something that would cause several of my kind to worry.
But an important question before we take our leave of you. But if we happen to if we run into these disciples in the future, so I take it wouldn't piss off many members of your community if any of those gentlemen were taken out?
If they are Cult of Fenrir, their destruction would benefit our kind more than anything. And hopefully their reinvigoration into the great wheel of life might give them something to think about in their next life.
Okay. Well,
there is one, and he will put the folders away from the cases. He's been working on the free souls, and you'll see him pull out a box, and it's a simple kind of little ring box, like that size, but he pops the lid off, and inside you see a single silver bullet, and you'll see his finger suddenly elongate and get furry, and it becomes this wicked claw, and he uses it, and you see as he's kind of just running the finger, the claw across the top of the bullet, he's muttering something, and it isn't the claw that actually writes on the bullet, it's something else entirely, and you will see just this rune appear on it, and he'll pull the bullet out, and he'll put it in front of him and just close the box and put it back in the drawer. There is one wolf that I have heard is in the city, and if you could ensure that that somehow lodges itself into his chest in some way, shape, or form, I would greatly appreciate that favor and return the gesture in kind.
Now, obviously, hesitantly reaching for it, and does it just so happen to be the right caliber, or does it like change calibers as I'm grabbing it?
It looks like it's 22. And you see that he will pick something up off his shoulder and just kind of pull it. Nothing in his hand, but he puts it on the bullet. Like, my associate will make sure that it fits whatever gun you wish to use this on.
I appreciate it. And well, obviously, since we're not going to use it on him, I draw out the revolver, but point it at the floor, pop the cylinder, slide, and very carefully slide it into place where it's not actually just following. I had I think 3 bullets left.
You have 2 bullets left.
2 bullets left.
Now 3.
Yeah, now you have 3.
Now 3, but that particular one I'm putting separated from the other 2.
Yeah. And you see that
those will fire in sequence, but then there'll be one empty chamber, and then it'll be that.
Yeah, and you see that the 22 slides in really easy. It's like a hot dog down a hallway.
Yeah,
but the moment
it doesn't fall out the bottom.
The moment the back of the casing hits, it just feels really snug.
All right. Well, if we
magic.
Yeah.
It just under my breath, I'm just like magic.
The wolf's name in question is Rens the Veil.
Rens the Veil.
Rens the Veil. All right, we'll just put that on our list of people.
Well, that's as useful as yelling the name out, and the motherfucker who looks at me first is catching that bullet.
Yep.
By the way, that's a nice view you have out there through your window.
I pulled a lot of strings to get this particular office, so I've become good at my job.
Is the view? Do you particularly like that park, or is it just because of the view in general?
It is the closest I get to nature. being a what they call a city wolf. So sometimes I'll go out there for lunch. Sometimes I'll do a lap or two before I go home. It's what I call it my protectorate. I keep an eye on it, make sure that there's not a lot of dirty business that happens in that park.
Well, then, as an act of good faith, I'll see to it that none of the free souls do anything there.
I would appreciate that.
By any chance, have you caught any disciples that happen to be doing illicit activity in the park?
They don't come down this far south. For some reason, they're sticking to Kaiser and the northern parts of Salem. I do have an associate that is another city wolf, but not like me, who has dealt with them. If you'd like to go talk to him, I think he can be usually found around the corner. I'll tell you right now. He can usually be found between Grant and Highland, usually around the corner of Fairgrounds and anywhere that there is food. He'll usually pop into St. Vincent, but that's only when he really needs a place to stay. There's a small park between Grant and Highland that he frequents. He also will kind of hang around the State Fair and Exposition Center. So he gets around. He's mobile, whereas I'm static.
A wolf after my own heart.
And what's his name?
He calls himself Jimmy Trashcans.
Simple enough.
Yeah. He's not creative. But I also don't use his abilities for creativity.
Since you work with a lot of, I imagine
Bring
that
food
your
if
pro
you're gonna
bono.
go talk to him.
Bring food.
Got you.
Does he have a particular likes?
Fast food.
Fast food. Greasier the better?
Greasier the better. Yep.
Okay.
And blankets.
Like a plan.
Pillows, maybe. That kind of the kind of thing a transient would need.
I know this is gonna. I know that you work with. I know you do a lot of pro bono work. You said, some pro bono work. In your line of business, professional business, have you ever come across Tucker White or an Andrew Bates?
The names are familiar. I don't think that their files have come across my desk, as it were. But I have heard those names before.
Good to know.
Well, we very much appreciate your candor. Meetings between our peoples normally don't go this civilly, and this has been a very nice change.
I'm not unfamiliar with business opportunities that present themselves from, and I use the term as endearingly as possible, leeches like yourselves.
Not a bad term.
Thank you. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
But as seeing as you're requesting that you're asking a favor from us.
Quid pro quo.
In case there's
this.
Yeah. In case of any information that you may come across that you think, considering our conversation today, I'll go ahead and I'll write down the number to Mickey Blue Eyes.
Okay.
I go. I have a contact. If you can just reach out to him, let him know that you were looking for me, as far as also a phone number or a place or a location. He'll be able to make sure to get that information to me discreetly.
If you are going after the disciples, he'll pull out his Rolodex and you'll see him grab a little card, and then he'll just write down the information on the card, and he'll show you the card. It just has a name and a phone number, and then he'll put it back in his Rolodex, but he'll slide the paper across to you. If you're going after the disciples, I recommend this. Associate is too friendly a term, but I've called on him in the past, and he has called on me. We have a working relationship, but he is good at tracking money and finding out who's spending what for who.
And if you need to get a hold of us at short notice, if you could find the nearest soul and tell them you need to talk to Barker.
He writes that down on his little legal pad. And you notice that most of the conversation he's just kind of spent talking to you and kind of just keeping his hands off of the legal pad until just recently you notice him writing down what you just said. But a lot of the conversation has been written down.
Yeah, I'm putting that to magic. I'm just like, it's magic. I'm just gonna say it's sorcery.
Witches.
Well, the good side is usually this type of sorcery.
Mike.
Oh, yeah. Fortunately, this type of sorcery tends to be a lot less on the immediately destructive side, so the whole passive background stuff is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to be as on edge.
For werewolf players, he's using a Weaver spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, which Will's not going to describe.
No, you're not a werewolf player.
I need to describe it. Yeah.
You can't see what's happening.
If a Weaver spirit decides to make itself visible, you've got bigger problems.
Yeah. If any spirit with a capital S makes itself visible, you've generally gone down a rabbit hole. You should have stayed at the top of the stairs for him.
All right, so we're not going to keep this guy the entire night. So
yeah, but he does kind of get up, and you see that he goes to fix himself a drink, and he turns towards you, but he stops. I know some of you can. Can you? It's 12-year-old brandy. I don't want to waste it if it's not gonna.
I will do in my head. I'm like, I will do my level best to keep it down. I would be delighted.
I will politely throw up outside of your door if we take this shot. Yes,
outside of the building would be preferred. But
I mean, we'll see how far I can go.
He does pour each of you just like a little finger of.
Yeah, one finger.
And it smells delightful.
Mm.
But he takes a sip of his. He kind of stands there for a moment. This was pleasant. I was afraid the moment you stepped in here that having tripped my senses, that I would have to get my hands dirty. And this is my office, and it's very hard to explain this disturbances of your nature. So I appreciate that this didn't turn into something worse.
Well, we appreciate your candor and your hospitality.
And he'll go back over to and he'll go back over to the Rolodex and he'll pull out another card, but this one is actually for him. Mm-hmm. And he hands it to one of you.
I'm literally trying to hold back whatever I just drank. I'm just trying to hold it in.
Yeah. Let's see how long you can hold it in for.
What do we need to roll to keep everything down nice and neat?
Yeah.
It's gonna be stamina and composure.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah. I've also lowered your hungers to 1 since you've fed. And I also healed both of you, so
Oh, stamina and composure. Four's not bad.
Yeah. All right. 9, 8,
All right.
8 hunger die.
okay.
So yeah. Oh wow.
Six
All right.
6 or higher.
3 6s.
Okay. The sign of the beast. All you needed was 2 to hold it down until you got out of the building, so you guys are fine.
Yep.
Oh, but just waste my best roll.
I can feel the bubble guts going. I'm
Yeah.
just like, yep.
It's worth it. It's brandy.
Yeah. No, but it is for some of you that have been dead a while, it is so refreshing to get that kind of taste of liquor.
Mm-hmm.
It's very reminiscent of when you were alive. There's a couple of memories that are coming up that we can touch on later when you're reflecting on the events of the night. But for now,
Sure.
it's just there's a moment of pleasantness, and then he brings you back, and he's just like, "I trust you to see yourselves out. But you have my information if you need any help. I do keep odd hours, so you might reach me here."
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Guthrie. Good evening.
Good evening, boys.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
In the elevator.
Yeah.
As we're in the elevator going down, the names that because he gave us a couple names, he didn't say them out loud. So
No, the card that he gave, the copy of the card that he gave you is for a Samuel Miller, and that has a phone number attached, and that's it, just a phone number.
Samuel Miller.
And the other name that he gave you was Jimmy Trashcans.
Bitch. We should probably talk to Jimmy Trashcans. That'd be a little more fun. Well, I'll most importantly, can we get a hold of some fast food at this hours? Not Otali's.
I mean,
There's a diner. It's 24-hour diners.
Open? There's also Burgerville. Isn't it still open? No. Burgerville closed out already?
Burgerville probably closed out.
Burgerville's fine, but it's just like no Otali's. Just trust me. I actually doubt there's one in this. I doubt there's one in this town if there's that big a Garou population anyway.
No. There's an O'Malley. Excuse me, an O'Malley's that's opening up at the end of the year.
Mm.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that.
And around this time they actually have Bob's Burgers, but I don't think they. I don't
Not
think
here.
that's.
That's a Portland thing.
Time.
Yeah.
It's a Portland thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so if you want to talk to Jimmy Trashcans, I figure we'll stop at one of the diners on the way. Get a nice to-go platter.
Hmm.
You did say the greasier the better.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down for that.
Okay. You make a quick stop. You get a burger and fries to go. And you
make it as close to medium rare as possible. Thanks, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And lettuce between the meat and the buns, so it actually doesn't soak the whole fucking bun. He can just take that. He can just take out the leafage later.
Okay. And you'll drive over to Grant. And it's not busy. Like, you can see that there's no traffic at this point. It's just after 2:00 in the morning. The Salem Public Library looks like a haunted hospital with all its lights off, except for like the one work light on each floor. You drive up Fairgrounds. You'll see the St. Vincent signage as you're pulling up. And if you go up further, around the split where it goes up towards Portland Road, and the other state's fairgrounds towards the state fair, you will see that there is a gentleman who is wearing Bermuda shorts, an open Hawaiian shirt that's mostly red but with a bunch of palm trees, and a brown detective's trench coat with the sleeves cut off. that you will see the Hawaiian shirt sleeves coming out of it is a
Oh
gentleman.
boy.
Is a gentleman who has a boombox on the corner. He has a cardboard floor, and he is breakdancing.
That's our guy.
I was gonna say keep an eye out for a homeless guy, but he got a nickname like Jimmy Trashcans. But yeah, that is just about wackadoo enough. This may be the guy we're looking for.
Yep. But you do see that after every little kind of spin that he does, he holds up a little like tin cup, and rattles it. Looks around, sees that there's nobody, and goes back to doing a couple maneuvers, little break dancing here and there.
You got any change, Wood?
Just take out the bills that I have, because that's all I have is bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need much, just a couple. This is, like
Yeah.
it's another act of good faith, along with the food he's gonna get.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Yeah. But he's listening. He's listening to some Jackson 5 right now.
All right, so we're still a short distance away. Jimmy, just see if it gets his attention.
Yeah, he stops and he looks in your direction. Hey, I don't know yous.
Mutual friend Kyle said we might be able to talk to you.
Oh, that guy. How's he doing? I haven't seen him in a little age.
He's doing well. Looks like he's doing some late night office work tonight.
That guy doesn't have a home. He calls me homeless, but he turns off the radio. What can I do for yous? And he'll rattle the tin cup.
I'll actually pick up the doggy bag of the food that we got.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say,
Just shake it.
Put the money in it. Put the money in his can.
Oh, god damn it! All right, fine.
Nope.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, you so
Good for you.
generous.
Yeah, well, Guthrie also told us you're a connoisseur of the finer things in life, so you can start by taking this off of our hands.
Oh, that smells good. And he does, in fact, grab the moistened, just kind of floppy lettuce and just tosses it into the middle of the street. Grabs a second one, tosses it into the middle of the street, and then just bites down the burger. Medium rare. So good.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't want anything cooked too long, especially.
No, you can't burn the meat.
That loses all the soul, doesn't it? So
You gotta hear moo when you put it in your mouth.
Out of character, that is exactly what I tell people. I'm like, I would still want to hear it mooing. If you can make it blue, please make it blue.
Yeah.
I'll carve off what I want and ride the rest home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big mouthful. He's like, what can I do for you?
Well, so we've been having some trouble lately with another group similar to mine, gesturing to the colors. The disciples. And
Ooh.
Kyle said if we were looking to make a little trouble with them, that you might be one of the people we should talk to in advance of that.
I would like to make some trouble for them. Fuck yeah. How much trouble you want to make? And you see him turn his his cardboard dance floor over, and there is a list that just says troublemaking, and it's like $100. Police are called. $200. Police and fire department is called.
Okay.
$500. SWAT team is called.
Interesting.
What are you looking for? I got a menu. All prices are negotiable.
It will possibly go as high as SWAT team.
Okay.
Is this a starting rate? I'm just like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, now this is actually intriguing me a little more. Is this a starting rate? You said this is negotiable?
these are the ground floors. Like a negotiable, as in you pay me more for services.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go lower than this.
Understood.
Yeah, and obviously depending on the specifics, it could go easily as high as SWAT team. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we talking just like a regular SWAT team, like with a van, or you want a helicopter too? Because that's extra. And you see him pull on part of the floor and it slides off like one of those books that reveals something when you pull it, and it just says helicopter, $1,000. It doesn't have the number, it just says helicopter, $1,000.
Well, honestly, I don't think either of our peoples particularly like that much attention at any given time, so let's hold off on getting a chopper involved.
There's a little sad face and he just slides the thing closed. All right, I get you.
Now, there's nothing saying you couldn't make that kind of money anyway.
Okay,
I mean,
I like the sound of that.
I mean, out of curiosity, how often do people go for the helicopter?
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I'm not gonna name names, but there's been a couple times.
Okay, well,
I've stayed in a swanky hotel once or twice. Tell you what, I had food a la carte. I know what that's like. I know what lobster tastes like.
Yeah. You seem like a very refined. You seem to have a very refined palate.
I don't know what that means, but yes. My palate is the most refined.
Well, the thing is, okay, so with these guys, the disciples, what we're looking for in our overall goals is to get them out of the city proper.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean way the fuck out of the limits. A few of them we might have to put underground, but we don't necessarily need you to actually whack anybody for us. We do our things hands-on most of the time, but we do need as much information as we can about where might be a good place to hit them, and a man of your street savvy might be able to point us in the right direction to get things started.
Okay. You want me to do like what's that called? Reconnaissance?
Actually,
yes. Like reconnaissance, yes.
Yeah. It's like the Renaissance, but with more recon.
Yeah.
No, we'd like that very much, particularly during the daylight hours, as that, provides a problem for us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you smelled kind of funny coming up.
Yeah, that's the SPF 500 that we need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I can put recon that thing
Yep.
under the police tab. I think $100, 100 bones.
Well, if Erickson doesn't have the money, I do.
Yeah, Jesus.
What? You already put
did you hear me grumble in the background? Because God damn it, it just. Will, real quick.
Believe me, I got the money too for him.
Yeah, Will. Just want to ask.
Sure.
Tucker and Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
They're Tucker.
I always think of that George Carlin bit every time I hear Tucker.
Yeah.
Tucker.
As far as those two guys, I know that the last time we saw them was in response to Grant Reynolds, but if I'm remembering correctly, they do also run or associate themselves with the disciples in that area, Kaiser, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll take out the $100 and I'll take out another 100.
Okay.
Right? Actually, okay, I'll give them here's 200.
Ooh,
and then,
generous.
And then I take out another 200 and I go in these two and I don't give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
These two, I will give you one for each person that you can bring out of the two names I give you. If you can bring out both of these names out in the open in an area that we could, have a nice conversation with them, I would greatly appreciate it.
We talking about like an actual conversation, or do you want to talk with like a knife or a gun?
I mean, for this amount of money, would you care?
Frankly, no, I wouldn't care. But it changes the tactic I use.
Well, it'll most likely start with words if you want time to get out of the way.
Oh yeah, no, the terms are very clear that you just wanted them out in the open, not them and me. So, yeah, I was never going to be in the vicinity to begin with.
I mean, if it makes it easier for you to restrain them in some sort of fashion, then by all means, please do.
Oh, yeah. If we're talking about the same kind of people that you are, I have a hard time restraining. And he holds up his fists, and they're dirty. He's like, "There's no restraining these monsters. I tell you what. Once the reverend and the sheriff get involved, it's a game over."
I like your spunk.
Thanks.
Yeah. You know what? For now, if you can just get us that recon, as you said, as you so eloquently put it.
Yeah, the recon 10 cents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll just keep changing it, and for every, and we'll touch back on these two people.
Don't disrespect Jimmy Trashcans, okay?
I'm not disrespecting nothing.
This is the best SPC I've created in a long time.
Mm-hmm. And he is just as likely to go 9 feet tall and try and rip our heads off if we piss him off.
Correct. And the fact that I kept the straight face when I called one fist the reverend and the other fist the sheriff speaks volumes. Okay.
No. But yeah, the next time we talk, Jimmy, we'll go ahead and recount as far as these two individuals I'm looking for.
All right, you gonna give me names, or am I gonna have to figure out who these motherfuckers are?
Yeah. Tucker White.
Oh.
And an Andrew Bates.
Tucker White sounds like entitled white person. And then you said masturbates?
Yeah. Yep, masturbates. No, Andrew. We'll go with, and then wait a second.
Andy Bates.
And then Bates.
Andy Bates.
Andy Bates.
Andy Bates. Okay. So Fucker Tucker and Andy Bates. Got it.
Fucker Tucker. I like that.
Hey, I can be a poet too.
And you just didn't know it.
I didn't. I got many skills.
Yeah, I know, including breakdancing. That's actually pretty decent.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. Sometimes I break out a dance move and get my dick wet.
All right, and on that note,
what a segue out.
Like, I was gonna shake his hand. Now I'm just like
about to hit the old dusty trail.
Yeah, I think that visual got to me more than the brandy did.
Hey, yo, chill.
Hey.
I've got visions of red boxes in my head, and I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, "Have a good night, boys."
Yeah, bid him a fond farewell, and
yeah, he flips his dance floor back over and turns the music back on, and just starts busting a move.
Just bust a move.
Yep.
You want.
You got it. Yep.
Okay. Well, at least we're gonna get some. I don't know how.
He's gonna get some for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna get some. $200. I mean, in the '80s, can get you quite a bit. Actually.
Yeah. Yeah, like his rates were astronomical, but fucking, he's a guru.
Mm-hmm.
So you get what you pay for.
And we're criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's a bonar, so he has no home to be worried about.
Yeah. Like,
so
nowhere we could attack him if we wanted to.
No.
The name and number that was given to us, you said Samuel Miller.
Samuel Miller,
yeah. He's the person that we would need to speak to when it comes to finding out as far as where the money goes.
Yeah, Guthrie said that if you want to contact somebody that can help you find who's bankrolling the disciples and just where the money's coming from and where it's going, he is a good asset to tap.
Well, is there any other place you want to go to, Andreas? Or because if not, I think that the next course of action is try to reach out to this Miller person.
Well, I don't know. What time is it now?
It's just after 3.
Oh, 3 in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like 2 when we went looking for Jimmy.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm still trying to get so much has gone through through this night.
Yeah.
I'm trying to recall, Andreas, if Miller is kinfolk or not. Because if he is, maybe we can get in touch with him now, but maybe it's just too late to call.
Was he one of the kinfolk we were looking for?
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
There is a Benjamin Miller on the list. They might be related.
You know what? When we step out, I imagine there's a payphone close by.
Yeah. Like on the very corner that Jimmy Trashcans is dancing.
Yeah, I'll give that number a call. Why not? Worst case, I can leave a message.
You calling the number that Guthrie gave you?
Yep.
Rings about 5 times, no answer.
Okay. No answering machine, nothing?
No.
Bastards.
No. But if you want to talk to Jimmy Trashcans about Benjamin Miller, he is also a Garou.
That's true. We didn't ask him about the
names on your list.
about the names on our list. You know why? Why the fuck wouldn't we ask him about this?
We forgot that shit because we got
Hey, Jimmy, pull your dick back in your pants. We need to ask you questions.
He turns off the radio and he kind of sits down on his dance floor. Whew. Got me right in the middle of a huge break there.
Yeah. Pop, lock, and drop.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
one of my Jesus Christ moments.
Yeah. What'd you forget?
I'm a former state senator, but
He's like, what'd you forget?
I just wanted to ask you and
Sure.
there are some names, Guthrie told us where to meet you, and when we were speaking with him earlier, we were asking about some of your kinfolk, and I start rattling off the names to him. Benjamin Miller would be the first one.
Yeah. He's like, Benji, I know Benji. Yeah. Benji's a counselor up at Camp Willamette. Nice guy. He's a little.
He's a little what? Oh. So he likes the sauce. Okay, gotcha.
Oof. Likes it.
Good to know.
More of a marinade for him.
Yeah. If that man could drink blood and have liquor in his system, he would. No offense if that was a touchy subject for you people.
None taken.
You people. No, anyway. No, we're good.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, what do you mean, you people?
What do you mean? So he told us about Benji.
Mm-hmm.
I start going through the other names too to see if he can recall anybody of note.
Yeah, he's like Robbie. Robbie's a principal, vice principal. He's a bigwig over at North Salem High. Nice guy. The worst at pranks though. Like a prank, this guy, let me tell you, he thought that if we took some hair clippings after I don't want to say this was one of our proudest moments, but we shaved this red talon's tail, and he was not happy about that for a good couple of months. But he wanted to take that hair and then glue it onto the face of this guy who was kind of being a dick to us at the time. But I was just like, Robbie, what is that gonna do? You've inconvenienced him for like a day, maybe an hour. guy can just wash it off. You gotta think big when you're gonna go for these pranks. What is that? What's the lesson there? What's the lesson?
Hmm.
But the red
Interesting
talent,
story.
fuck that guy.
And you know what? I actually want to ask this again, just off of curiosity. By any chance, have you ever seen in your extensive work and view of this city, all the work that you've done around here, have you ever run into symbols, a type of logo has a circle? And I started explaining to him the circle of flowers that I was telling Mickey Blue Eyes.
I'll tell you what, that sounds like some, I don't want to use a derogatory term for them because some of them are really nice.
Here we go.
But that sounds like some fairy shit.
So you've never come across anything like that?
No. Benji has. Benji hangs out with those people.
All right. Well, you know what? And I give him I put another $1 into the tip jar of his.
He looks up at you. Wow, big spender. Watch out, everybody. Hugh Hefner's coming through.
And I just turn. I'm just like, just turn around. This is what this is. Good night. Good night. Just keep going at this point.
All right. Be careful with all that money in your pocket.
Get your dick wet or whatever, bro. just get out of here.
He gave me $1, everybody. A whole $1. Turns the music back on and starts dancing.
Yeah. Take a shot at his boombox. Take a shot.
That's how we get chased to the car by the giant bird.
And we get chased.
Yeah, that's how you get chased. Don't get chased by a werewolf, guys.
Well, at least we got. At least we got that camp. That's something interesting to know about.
It's also another location that if we head there at some point, it's good. We have to be a little more cautious because that's one of those that's starting to be on the edge of the town.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those kind of is this like one of those kind of like reform school camps or some shit like that?
You would have to look it up.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the yellow pages are the white pages. Yellow pages would be at the.
Yeah.
So we can at least look up that.
If you want to spend any more time there with Jimmy.
I mean, it's Jimmy right next to this.
He's like about 20 feet away from it. Yeah.
God damn it!
He's in his own world. He's already dancing. All right. I mean, we could be.
All right, we'll go. I have a feeling he won't be, but yeah, let's go to the yellow pages.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Jimmy Trashcans is gonna keep going.
But you go over and you stand at the phone booth and you bring up the yellow pages and you open it up to the Camp Willamette. You start looking and you just will feel this presence behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy has gotten a little bigger. He's maybe he was like around 5'8", and now he's like 6'3".
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bulkier. Like you can see the sleeve is like really stretching out. But he has his pants open and he just goes, "Does this look infected to you?"
Stupid. Sorry, out of character.
He goes, "I mean, you paid me $1, so this is what you get. Does this look infected to you?"
Well, here's $5 to put the red rocket away, my man.
Ooh, big spender. I'm getting the vapors.
Oh no! I sat on bubble gum.
Sorry, microphone. I'm paying you by the inch, motherfucker.
Ooh, you got jokes. That's good. I'm gonna keep that one. he takes the 5 and he puts his dick away.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's great. Anyway,
but you go through the yellow pages and you do see an ad for Camp Willamette. It is not exactly an outreach program, but it's like a step above it.
Okay.
It's like a between space between like when you get written up and like when you're on the verge of becoming in trouble. Like that's where it sits. Yeah, there's a black and white picture of it. There's an address for it. It's in Kaiser. So.
Oh shit. Okay.
well, how far? That's good to know.
Yep.
And our place, like our actual like, the hotel that we're staying at is
the apartment building.
Yeah.
the apartment building
is in West Salem. It's across the bridge.
Yeah. Well, we would have to see Jimmy Trashcans again to get that the Rickon, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't give him a number to call.
I told him what to look for, like everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like find a free soul. He'll fucking get a hold of me.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a way to reach you if he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to come back and deal with him?
No, well, let's get the fuck out of here. Just don't stop till you get. All right. So anyway, I mean, it's already like it's 3:30. It's like you said it was 3 the last time we checked. It's gonna be close to 4.
Yeah, it's about 3:30 now at this point. So you're looking at a half hour back to the apartment from here.
Yeah. I would just head back to the apartment just to gather everything so far. Because the last time we left, it was a crime scene, wasn't it?
Your apartment building? No.
We've left some apartment buildings as crime scenes, but not our own.
Right, but not ours. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry. If worst comes to worst, I could just give you a bear hug and we earth meld together. You thought the van was claustrophobic.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be great. No, let's not do that. Yeah. Back to the apartment building.
Yep. So, are you guys gonna try to do something the next night? Are you gonna wait a couple nights?
Trying to wait for information. Whether it's coming from Mickey Blue Eyes, whether it's coming from Jimmy Trashcans, whether it's coming from anybody that we've spoken to already.
Go 3. I mean, we put out like 3 different feelers tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we had to get something.
Yeah.
I would hope. Fingers crossed.
Also, you don't want to head anywhere else and get caught with your pants down. So, especially like a couple hours till sun. Only a couple hours till sun comes up. So.
Yep. And it is about 2 days later that Trix comes into the apartment as you guys are waking up, or as Erickson's waking up. Mr. Wood, I got a message from a I don't know, are they a clerk? Do I call them a clerk? They're like a paralegal from Smithson, Humphrey and Goldman. Are we in trouble?
No, not at all. What's the message?
To meet at the office at the earliest convenience.
Thank you so much for that information, Trix. How have you been, by the way?
I'm okay. Can't complain. Andrea's gotten weird, but
I'm sorry?
Andrea's gotten a little weird, but you know, I'm just trying to be there for her.
No. I mean, the last you saw her. You saw her yesterday. The last time in the past couple days.
Yeah, so we had lunch today. Kept looking over her shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, storyteller, Will, if I remember, I was trying to get Trix to go into the Nocturne, and she ended up going to, was it? I'm trying to remember if it was the Albatross or it was another club.
No, it was the Vagabond.
It was the Vagabond. Thank you.
Yep.
So, how's the Vagabond treating you?
Good. I had a training yesterday. It was kind of quiet for a Thursday. They want me to come back on a Wednesday and then do a little bit more training, and then on Thursday they want to see what I can do without the training wheels. And if I do good on Thursday, then they'll bring me in for the Friday and Saturday.
That's good. It's one step closer.
Yeah, yeah. Mr. Thompson's a good guy. Hasn't done anything weird. Olsen and him do a lot of talking at the beginning of the night.
Oh, have you been able to get a hold of what they're talking about?
No, it's been mostly them talking about this new woman that's I think she's the manager for the Red Eye now.
What's her name? Did you catch a name?
I think I heard them say something Redding. I didn't catch the first name. She seems nice. Big tipper.
Redding is on one of the names that in that list, correct?
No, Redding is the name that Charlie gave you.
Oh, that Charlie gave me. Okay. Okay, good to know. Good to know, and I appreciate you coming in and giving this information. And if it's not expired, you can take what you want inside the fridge, unless you want some coffee.
No, I'm good. I'll probably make some coffee when I get to the Vagabond. I'm gonna hang out there for a little bit.
By chance, have you heard anything from Mickey?
No. He told me that he tried to figure out who Andrea could be, but she's like a black hole for information, which is weird because like we went to college together, and nothing shows up about her degree when you went looking.
Interesting. Oh, that is very odd. That is very odd. By any chance, have you run into your ghoul friend of Grant Reynolds?
No, but I can give her a call if you want. I've been dealing with the whole Andrea thing, so I haven't really like reached out.
I got
nothing important has come down though. Otherwise, she would have reached out to me.
By the way, I would have imagined that, considering I have this deed for this plot of land, that, and I would have created a shell company that would have covered my name.
Yeah, Jimmy would have. Mickey would have helped you with that.
Yeah. So at this point, I would have wanted to have something being built there, if for these because it's been from when we started up until now. Weeks have passed, if not months, right?
Yeah, but what do you want to build on top of your already existing apartment building?
No, I mean the plot of land that I got that was originally the last call.
Oh, that. That's actually going through some red tape right now, because there's another company that claims that they have ownership of it.
Interesting. What? Oh, now do I know the name of the company?
It's the Sunshine Corp.
Sunshine Corp.
Yep.
Okay. They're fighting over the fact that I have this deed all of a sudden.
Well, they're fighting over the cause that your deed is null and void because it was their deed was the last actual point of sale for the piece of land.
Mm-hmm.
So your deed is disqualified from ownership.
Well, they're arguing
Yeah.
that in that case.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but you have a lawyer, that's doing his best.
Yeah, but it's nothing has progressed, is in other words.
No, like you've gotten to the point now where the last time he went into court, the opposition asked for a continuance.
They're trying to drag it out. Yeah.
So the next court date is set for September.
So as it stands right now, but nothing's built there. Everything's on a halt at the moment.
Yeah, there's nothing being built there. The construction crews are gone. It's just a piece of land.
Okay.
It's a riverfront piece of land, so it's worth something.
Right. I appreciate you giving me the information, Tricks.
Yeah.
If anything does come up that you say is strange, I would probably say, any information that you get while you're at the Vagabond that you like what you just gave me now, even if it feels meaningless or insignificant, I would rather you give that to me.
Yeah,
and I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eyes and ears open. I do know that a guitarist for a band came through last week, but Mr. Thompson, literally laughed him out of the establishment.
Oh. Okay. Well, I would.
She reaches into her bag and she pulls out a button. And she goes, I've never heard of them, but maybe you have. It is a 5-year-old's version of a raven. And the letters NEAPW. It's NEAPW, bro. They're back.
NEAPW.
If you don't remember NEAPW, it's not Edgar Allan Poe's wife.
Oh. Wow.
Yep. They were that bad band that you would hear at the Albatross every so often.
See, bad that's a subjective word.
Sure. Sure. As a musician, I'll remember that the next time that that you're enjoying something, and I'll just be like, this is subjective.
Yeah, it is. It is subjectively horrible. So yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Trix. I appreciate it. Looks like I'm gonna have to be going. Me and Andres are gonna have to be leaving very shortly.
Yeah, and as you say that, our camera will dissolve and crossfade into the mobile haven, and Andreas will wake up to the sound of wrenches turning, an engine being tuned, and two voices instead of one talking. And you'll see that Shepard is talking to Marcus Bradley. And as you wake up, he looks over. Oh, there he is.
You finally awake.
You a sound sleeper, Mr. Barker?
Only most evenings.
Yep. Remember the mic?
Mike.
Only most evenings.
Oh, gotcha. Mr. Barker, given that you spend a lot of your time on this side of the river, and given that now I've been elevated to Primogen, it would behoove me to ask you and your Bruja associate for help.
the fuck is this again?
Marcus Bradley. He's the Thin Blood.
Oh yeah.
He owns the Albatross.
Yeah, and
The albatross.
Yeah, was it? Is he been elevated to primogen? Is he? Do we fall under his purview?
Technically,
because we don't have a Ravnos representative, obviously.
no. He handles all the miscellaneous clans.
That's what I thought. That's who I thought it was.
Yeah.
All right.
Because there's also no Bruja primogen, so both of you fall under his purview.
Son of a bitch.
Well,
Otis thinks it's unnecessary.
Political aspirations, motherfucker.
Yeah, Otis thinks it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, the Ventru thinks a Bruja primogen is unnecessary. That's
Yeah, I mean, there's only one real Bruja in the city.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there's a lot of Bruja.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Bruja.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, your sheriff is a Bruja, so you got that going for you as far as power is concerned.
yeah. I mean, Manny Garza's, I guess, not important either. Whatever.
Well,
Oof, he was a Nosferatu.
how could our little operation here help you?
It has come to my attention that the two of you were already dealing with this situation, and he'll hand you a picture.
Like we're juggling shit.
Yeah, but Otis said that you two were already on top of this, so I just wanted to make sure that you were coming to me with any information you find. But he hands you a picture, and it shows Tucker, Kevin, and Andrew in Free Soul's garb, burning down a gas station. They let themselves get captured by CCTV.
Well, what in the fuck? Were these some of the names that we saw on Guthrie in Guthrie's files? From the
No,
other day?
this is the Sabat pack that's
with Grant Reynolds.
that's mirroring you.
Mhm.
Those sons of
Yep.
bitches.
That's why those are the names that I've been asking about recently.
Mhm.
Well,
Because Grant Reynolds is not going to just tell me where these guys are so I can
No,
have a chat with them.
no. He's a Templar. They're his pack.
Mm-hmm.
well, you are right, dude. We were looking. We have been looking into this group. So
Yeah, your boy Shepard here tells me that you've been running dry as far as an avenue is concerned with these guys. So I hope that this helps in some way. But you'll see that the pictures are of them captured from CCTV. Like they're basically just flicking the bird at the camera. They're making sure that the camera catches them in their Free Souls gear.
They're fake Free Souls gear.
Yep. And them just driving off in motorcycles.
Mm-hmm. Well, first thing, Shepard, do a head count. Make sure we have everybody, and see if they actually mock these up, or if we have to do a little revenge for them.
Will do.
I want to know who's wearing my colors.
Marcus starts to make his way out of the mobile haven. He's like, Mr. Barker, I don't have to remind you that we need to try to keep this on the down low. Very quiet, if you can. Come to my attention that with the church being burned, there's, how do I put this? There's a presence in the city that can be tied back to the society.
Understood. So I'll keep it quiet tactics now.
Yeah, so if you do got to do revenge, I hope you understand that it needs to be
Fighting in a ditch out of town.
correct. Or at least leading breadcrumbs out of Salem.
All right. Well, fair enough.
You, I know that you and Mr. Wood are tight. Has he told you anything about his relationship with Grant Reynolds? Because Sam let it slip that they've talked to each other.
Well,
Fucking
as far,
Sam.
well, as far as their relationship goes, the entire time I've known Wood, he's always wanted to kill Grant. So
That's what I thought. But Sam told me that him and Melvin both were on friendly terms with Mr. Grant Reynolds. So I just want to know if there's a way that Mr. Wood could maybe call him off for a bit if they were so close as friends.
I don't think they're in the doing each other's favor sort of situation, but
Understood. Like I said, let me know what happens with these three knuckleheads.
will do. And if there's any further sightings, please let me know about them.
And he does kind of grab one of the pictures from you and points at it. Who is that? And behind the three of them on the other side of the street, you will see that there is a woman also wearing Free Souls colors.
Now, does she look familiar to me? She one of the motorcycle mamas I'd be familiar with?
She is not.
Now, is she wearing what looks like a guy's cut, or is this actually one that was?
No, it looks like a guy's cut.
Okay. Well, then I have no idea who this one is.
All right. It doesn't sit right with me. I thought that she might have been one of yours that was helping them, but if you haven't seen her, then
do we even have any full-fledged female members in the Free Souls, or is it just like
no?
It's just mama, so she shouldn't even be wearing those.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's either that, or if it would be her man's cut, if anything. But they're all either wearing stolen or mocked up ones to begin with. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just taking tally of the crimes.
But after you tell him that you don't know her, he's like, then I think be careful. If this pack is growing, I need it to stop.
Understood. Population control.
Yep. I haven't. It's been rough since Manny was taken out. And even with Otis on the warpath, I can't get him to call a red list for these fucking idiots. But just know that if it comes to it, I will tell Otis that it was under my orders that you remove them from this world.
Oh, nothing like a little bit of respectability behind some dirty work.
And he'll shake your hand.
Yeah. We'll see it's done.
Yeah. And he kind of pats Shepard on the shoulder, makes his way out. And as both of you are going to meet up to handle this new day, this Friday evening, I think this is a good point to call it for tonight.
All right.
So look at us, boys. We're back, baby.
Yeah.
It's been too
Setting
long.
the groundwork.
Setting the groundwork. But as always, thank you guys for coming back for this. I am so glad to be back to telling the story, and thank you for the audience members that came with us. As always, I want to give you guys a chance to plug whatever you're into. So we'll start with the short and sweet. Eric, what are you up to? Where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
You don't need to find me anywhere on the internet right now because I'm about to spend the next 9 months or so getting ready to become a father.
Woo! Congrats for that.
Thank you.
And Kenny, what are you up to? Where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
You can find me on my personal through the socials, Mr. _ with the underscore in between each word. You can also find my musical talents as Black Cat Miami or Black Cat. You can find this on Instagram, also on TikTok. Other than that, you can also see me as a pirate, a vampire. I was a bird for a little bit of time on this channel. Yeah, you can just find me. Who knows? I might be a goblin later on. Who knows?
Maybe.
We'll see.
And if for those of you that did watch our Wonder Home miniseries, thank you for that. But also, Kenny did write the music. He created the music for that. So, very nice job for that. But as always, thank you guys. And remember that we take mental health on this channel very serious. So if you feel like you need help, please don't be afraid to reach out. Please know that it is okay to not be okay. And if you need help and you're watching live, there's phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat for you to reach out and get the help that you need. There are people out there who want to help you, who are trained to help you. And all it takes is that first step. And if you're not in the United States or you don't do well with phone calls or text messages, you can go to findthehelpline.com and they'll help you find the resources in your area or nearest your area to help you get that help that you need. So just please, if you feel like you need help, don't be afraid to reach out. As far as the schedule for this week, tomorrow, Tuesday, would have been Werewolf the Wild West, but we are off as we are trying a 2 games a week schedule moving forward for the time being. So Thursday, we'll be back with our Legend of the Five Rings game. And as always, you can catch me on Wednesdays at McStabber Studios, where I have infiltrated all of their Wednesday games, and I play a plethora of lovable characters that have never done anything wrong in their lives. But otherwise, you can catch us next week on Monday for the Camarilla chapter of this game, and I am excited to see what shenanigans they get into in response to the shenanigans that you've gotten into. So as always, thank you guys. We will see you when we see you. Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.